Hello, resilient Scorpio. As July 15 and 16, 2026 unfold, you may begin to notice that something within you is no longer carrying the same weight it once did. The past few days may have quietly revealed small shifts that are easier to recognize now, like gentle tides uncovering stones that have rested beneath the water for years. What once felt hidden beneath constant movement is beginning to emerge with surprising clarity, not because the world around you has suddenly changed, but because your way of seeing it has become calmer and more perceptive. This is less about dramatic change and more about discovering that your perspective has already begun to evolve. The experiences that once felt like burdens are slowly becoming the very foundation from which your next chapter can grow. Without realizing it, you may already be standing at the edge of a quieter, more meaningful transition than the one you imagined. When the Ten of Swords appears alongside the Nine of Wands, it often speaks of a moment when endurance has fulfilled its purpose. Together, these cards suggest that resilience has already carried you through the hardest part of the journey, and the lesson is no longer about simply surviving what happened. Survival is no longer the lesson. Rebuilding is. The Page of Cups arrives with a softer influence, encouraging you to remain emotionally open to ideas, conversations, or unexpected opportunities that may emerge in subtle ways rather than grand gestures. Inspiration may appear through an ordinary exchange, a forgotten dream returning to your thoughts, or a quiet realization that changes how you see a familiar situation. Your greatest strength over these 2 days may not come from pushing harder, but from allowing curiosity, creativity, and emotional honesty to guide your next step. Sometimes the most significant transformations begin with a single moment of genuine openness. This is an ideal time to slow your pace enough to hear your own thoughts clearly. In a world that often rewards constant movement, choosing stillness can become one of your greatest strengths. A simple affirmation such as, "I am willing to learn so that I may one day guide others with wisdom," can serve as a quiet reminder that every experience carries lasting value. Whether you spend time in meditation, reflection, study, or simply sitting with your thoughts, you may discover that insights often arrive when you stop trying to force answers. There is a quiet intelligence that surfaces when the mind is no longer racing ahead of the heart. Even life's most difficult seasons leave behind understanding that cannot be gained any other way. The wisdom you gather now is likely to influence not only your own path, but also the way you encourage and support others in the future. As you continue moving forward, trust that both joyful moments and challenging ones have been shaping your character with remarkable precision. Every experience has contributed something unique, even those that only revealed their purpose after considerable time had passed. Gratitude does not erase hardship, but it often changes the way you carry it. It allows painful memories to become sources of perspective rather than burdens you must continue dragging behind you. The dreams that matter most begin taking shape when your actions become consistent with your deepest values, allowing hope to feel less like wishful thinking and more like a quiet commitment to yourself. When your daily choices begin reflecting the person you are becoming, the future gradually starts feeling less uncertain and more intentional. Scorpio, one of your greatest strengths has always been your ability to transform from within. Like deep waters that appear calm on the surface while powerful currents move below, much of your growth happens long before anyone else can see it. There may still be shadows to acknowledge, yet they no longer define the direction of your path. Instead, they reveal how much resilience has already taken root beneath the surface. The challenges that once demanded all of your energy are becoming reminders of how much stronger your inner foundation has grown. As your trust in yourself deepens, you may naturally recognize the people, conversations, and opportunities that truly deserve your attention. Patience becomes less about waiting and more about recognizing the right moment to act. This quieter form of confidence allows your decisions to come from wisdom rather than urgency. Move into these days with calm confidence rather than urgency. Not every answer arrives all at once, but each thoughtful decision has the potential to lead you toward a future that feels more stable, meaningful, and aligned with who you are becoming. Allow yourself to appreciate gradual progress instead of measuring every step against an imagined destination. Lasting transformation rarely announces itself with dramatic moments. More often, it unfolds through consistent choices that slowly reshape your life from the inside out. Continue listening with an open heart, remembering that these reflections are meant as general guidance. Some messages may resonate deeply, while others may simply not reflect your present circumstances, and that is perfectly natural. Every person walks a different path, discovering different lessons in their own time. Trust your intuition to recognize the insights that genuinely belong to your journey and allow the rest to pass without concern. As we continue, we'll explore the themes surrounding your relationships, finances, health, and family life. Each of these areas reflects a different expression of the same inner transformation, showing how emotional growth gradually influences every part of your daily experience. Before we do, I'd like to share a few symbolic elements that may complement the energy surrounding these days. The number 16 may serve as a meaningful reminder of rebuilding with greater honesty and intention, while 8 reflects resilience, renewal, and the quiet strength that grows through experience. These numbers are not predictions but symbolic invitations to remain attentive to patterns that encourage thoughtful reflection. A shade of deep burgundy may also feel especially supportive now, symbolizing emotional courage, rounded confidence, and the steady transformation unfolding beneath the surface. Its richness reflects the quiet strength that develops when experience is embraced instead of resisted. You are entering a period where the knowledge you've gathered through both success and disappointment begins to reveal its true value. Lessons that once seemed difficult may now prove to be the very qualities that distinguish you from where you once stood. Progress may not always arrive loudly, yet your dedication is gradually creating results that can stand the test of time. Others may begin recognizing the quiet consistency that has been shaping your path, even if the changes have felt almost invisible to you. Continue investing your energy in what genuinely matters, but remember that lasting achievement is strengthened by humility as much as determination. The more you resist comparing your journey to anyone else's, the easier it becomes to appreciate the unique path that has shaped you. True confidence grows not from proving yourself to others, but from honoring the person you are continually becoming. There is also wisdom in stepping away from constant responsibility whenever possible. A short journey, a quiet afternoon outdoors, or simply changing your surroundings could offer fresh perspective that hard work alone cannot provide. Sometimes distance from a problem allows solutions to emerge naturally, because the mind is finally given room to breathe. Leave space in your schedule for relationships, meaningful conversations, and moments that restore your spirit. Emotional openness is not a distraction from your goals. It is often what allows those goals to remain connected to the life you truly want to build. When your inner world feels nourished as well as productive, every achievement carries a deeper sense of fulfillment, making success feel not only meaningful, but genuinely sustainable. As July 15 and 16 continue to unfold, resist the urge to let impatience decide your next move, Scorpio. Moments of uncertainty often tempt us to react before we truly understand what is taking shape beneath the surface. When answers do not appear as quickly as you hoped, it can be easy to mistake silence for a lack of progress. Yet many of life's most meaningful shifts happen quietly, long before they become visible. If anxious thoughts have been clouding your perspective, give yourself permission to pause instead of forcing answers. Sometimes clarity arrives gently, revealing that the solution has been moving toward you long before you were able to recognize it. What feels like waiting may actually be the final stage of preparation before everything begins to make sense. You have faced seasons that felt impossible before, and each one uncovered strength you didn't realize you possessed until it was needed. Looking back now, you can probably recognize that many of your greatest breakthroughs were born from periods you once believed would never end. This moment carries a similar invitation, though its lesson is different. Rather than proving how much you can endure, life now encourages you to trust the wisdom you have already earned. Experience has given you an inner compass that no external uncertainty can easily shake. The quiet confidence growing within you is becoming a steadier guide than fear ever could be, allowing you to move forward with greater intention instead of simply reacting to changing circumstances. The combination of the Lovers and the Chariot creates an especially meaningful pattern. Together, these cards suggest that genuine progress begins only after your inner world, and your outward choices start moving in the same direction. One card asks you to choose with honesty, while the other reminds you that commitment gives direction to your strength. Their appearance together suggests that emotional clarity is no longer separate from practical action. Each one naturally supports the other. What once felt like opposing forces within you can now become the very source of your momentum, transforming hesitation into quiet determination and uncertainty into purposeful movement. For Scorpio, this may become especially noticeable in relationships or deeply personal decisions. You could find yourself recognizing the difference between emotional intensity and emotional truth, discovering that real connection grows through vulnerability rather than control. There may be moments when listening becomes even more powerful than speaking, allowing trust to deepen naturally instead of being forced. If an important conversation has been delayed, these days may offer an opportunity to speak with greater openness, allowing trust to replace uncertainty. Whether the connection is romantic or professional, authenticity has the potential to strengthen bonds that are built on mutual respect. The more comfortable you become with expressing what genuinely matters to you, the easier it becomes for others to respond with the same honesty. The Chariot also speaks to areas of life that have seemed slow to develop. A project, travel plan, career transition, or personal goal that once appeared stalled may begin showing signs of movement. Even small indications of progress deserve your attention, because they often signal that larger changes are already unfolding behind the scenes. Progress is unlikely to arrive through force alone. Instead, it grows as your decisions become increasingly aligned with your long-term intentions. When your emotions and actions begin supporting one another instead of competing for control, obstacles often lose much of their power. Instead of exhausting yourself by pushing harder, you may discover that moving with greater clarity creates far better results. The Wheel of Fortune adds another layer to this story, suggesting that cycles already set in motion are beginning to reveal their purpose. Rather than sudden miracles, this card often reflects the gradual return of opportunities created by previous effort and personal growth. It reminds you that timing has its own quiet intelligence, often bringing results only after you've developed the perspective needed to receive them wisely. A conversation may reopen a meaningful connection, or circumstances that once seemed resistant may slowly become more supportive. What once felt delayed could now reveal itself as perfectly timed. The invitation here is to trust the unfolding process without feeling the need to analyze every possibility before taking the next step. Following these cards, the Queen of Swords introduces the clarity that naturally follows emotional honesty. She encourages thoughtful boundaries, direct communication, and the courage to recognize situations exactly as they are, rather than as you hope they might become. This influence is less about becoming emotionally distant and more about seeing clearly without allowing fear or wishful thinking to distort your judgment. If uncertainty has lingered in a relationship or professional matter, this energy supports calm conversations that replace assumptions with understanding. Compassion remains important, but so does respecting your own truth. Healthy boundaries do not separate you from others. They create the conditions for stronger, more honest connections. The reading then settles into the grounded energy of the Ace of Pentacles, reminding you that meaningful transformation eventually seeks practical expression. An opportunity involving work, finances, or a new skill may begin to take shape, asking not for impulsive action, but for careful commitment. Every lasting achievement begins as something small that receives consistent attention over time. Scorpio often prefers depth over speed, and this card reinforces that steady, well-considered decisions have the greatest potential to create lasting stability. Small actions taken with consistency can become the roots of something far more significant than they first appear, especially when they are supported by patience rather than urgency. As you move through these days, you may notice more than one practical path opening before you. Rather than feeling pressured to pursue every possibility, choose the one that reflects your deepest values and long-term vision. Not every opportunity deserves the same investment of your time or energy, and part of your wisdom now lies in recognizing which path truly supports the future you wish to create. Progress becomes far more sustainable when your energy is invested with intention instead of being scattered across competing priorities. What you nurture patiently now has the potential to grow into security that endures well beyond the present moment, rewarding consistency far more than momentary enthusiasm. Finally, your physical well-being deserves the same thoughtful attention you readily give your responsibilities. If your body has been asking for extra care, especially through stiffness or discomfort in your joints, consider those signals an invitation to slow down and respond with kindness rather than dismissal. Small acts of care today may help prevent larger challenges tomorrow, allowing you to preserve the energy needed for everything you hope to accomplish. Strength is not measured only by how much you can carry. It is also reflected in your willingness to care for the foundation that supports every step of your journey. By honoring both your ambitions and your well-being, you create a life where success is not only achieved, but genuinely sustained. As these days continue, your body may be asking for more attention than you have been willing to give it. If you've been dismissing small signs of fatigue or physical discomfort, consider them gentle reminders rather than inconveniences. Sometimes the earliest signals are the body's quiet way of asking for balance before it needs to demand it. Caring for yourself with the same consistency you bring to your responsibilities can prevent minor concerns from becoming greater challenges later. True resilience is built not only through determination, but through respecting the limits that allow your strength to endure. Recognizing that lasting vitality comes from working with your body rather than expecting it to endlessly work for you. The habits you choose now have the potential to reshape far more than your daily routine. Small intentional changes made with patience often create lasting transformation, especially when they arise from self-respect instead of obligation. A few thoughtful choices repeated consistently can become the foundation for a healthier and more balanced future. Your body carries the history of everything you have endured, and listening carefully to its signals allows you to continue moving forward with steadiness rather than exhaustion. Supporting your physical well-being becomes another way of honoring the life you are working so hard to build, ensuring that your ambitions are matched by the energy needed to enjoy the rewards they eventually bring. Professionally, you may recognize a growing sense of confidence in your abilities. Others are likely to notice the care, precision, and reliability you bring to your work, qualities that have quietly strengthened your reputation over time. The recognition you seek may not arrive through dramatic announcements, but through increasing trust, greater responsibility, and the confidence others place in your judgment. If advancement or greater responsibility has been one of your long-term goals, these days may reveal encouraging signs that your efforts are beginning to gain the recognition they deserve. Progress comes not from rushing ahead, but from continuing to build a foundation that others naturally learn to trust, one thoughtful decision after another. Saturn's symbolic influence during this period encourages discipline that feels purposeful rather than restrictive. It reminds you that meaningful achievement is often the result of consistent choices repeated over time. Rather than demanding perfection, this energy invites steady improvement and quiet persistence. Continue believing in your capabilities, but allow humility and empathy to remain at the center of your success. The respect you earn through integrity will ultimately carry greater value than recognition gained through ambition alone, because genuine leadership is built as much on character as it is on accomplishment. Financially, the atmosphere appears to be shifting in subtle but encouraging ways. Matters that once seemed delayed or uncertain may begin showing signs of movement, giving you opportunities to approach your resources with greater confidence. Even if progress feels gradual, every practical improvement helps create a stronger sense of stability. Rather than chasing every possibility, you may find that carefully selected opportunities feel far more rewarding than quick victories. The strongest financial decisions during this period are likely to come from thoughtful planning and emotional clarity rather than urgency, allowing you to build something sustainable instead of merely reacting to temporary circumstances. You could notice more than one path becoming available, One may involve developing a new source of income or expanding an existing project, while another may quietly resolve a financial concern that has occupied your attention for some time. Instead of viewing these choices as competing pressures, consider them invitations to clarify what truly aligns with your long-term priorities. Scorpio's natural instinct for reading beneath the surface becomes especially valuable now, helping you distinguish genuine opportunities from those that only appear promising at first glance. Trust your discernment, particularly when offers seem unusually attractive or when someone else's intentions feel difficult to read. Careful observation may reveal details that others overlook, giving you an advantage through wisdom rather than speed. Steady progress continues to be the strongest theme. Each carefully considered decision has the potential to strengthen your long-term security, much like roots slowly extending beneath the soil before new growth becomes visible above the surface. The strongest foundations are often the ones built quietly, long before anyone else notices the results. Temporary setbacks may still arise, yet they are less likely to interrupt your direction if you remain connected to your deeper purpose. The confidence you have been cultivating within yourself is gradually creating opportunities that reflect that inner transformation, reminding you that meaningful external change often begins with invisible inner shifts. Patience also becomes one of your greatest financial strengths. Taking time to reassess your priorities or refine your long-term vision may reveal solutions that would have remained hidden through hurried action. A brief pause for reflection now could prevent unnecessary complications later, making each decision feel more intentional. News, conversations, or practical resolutions could ease concerns that have lingered for some time, allowing your attention to shift toward more meaningful goals with a renewed sense of stability. As uncertainty begins to fade, you may find yourself making choices with greater confidence because they are rooted in clarity instead of pressure. In matters of the heart, love flourishes most naturally when it is expressed through genuine presence rather than obligation. If you are sharing your life with someone special, these days invite you to create space for honest conversations, shared experiences, and quiet moments that deepen trust. Emotional closeness often grows through simple acts of consistency, listening without distraction, offering reassurance without being asked, and making room for each other's hopes as well as fears. Relationships become stronger when both people feel safe enough to grow together instead of simply avoiding conflict. Even simple plans made with sincerity can become lasting memories because they reflect the strength of your connection rather than the scale of the occasion. These quiet experiences often become the moments you remember most because they reveal how deeply you are learning to understand one another. If you are single, you may notice a growing sense of peace within yourself that naturally changes the energy you bring into new relationships. Feeling comfortable in your own company creates room for healthier connections to develop without unnecessary pressure or expectation. Rather than searching for someone to complete your story, you may begin attracting people who appreciate the person you have already become. As your inner life becomes more balanced, sharing your time and your heart with others may begin to feel less like searching for something missing and more like welcoming someone into a life that is already becoming whole. That quiet confidence has a way of drawing relationships built on authenticity, mutual respect, and the freedom for both people to grow side by side. Over these 2 days, an unexpected invitation, message, or conversation may gently interrupt your usual routine. Rather than seeing it as a distraction, consider the possibility that it is encouraging you to step beyond familiar patterns and experience something from a new perspective. Sometimes the opportunities that leave the deepest impression are not the ones you carefully planned for, but the ones that quietly arrive when your mind is open enough to notice them. Growth often begins with small moments that ask you to respond differently than you would have in the past. Remaining open without abandoning your discernment may lead you toward an opportunity you hadn't anticipated, revealing possibilities that only become visible once you allow yourself to move beyond old expectations. Within your family life, the emotional atmosphere appears to be gradually softening. Conversations that once felt difficult may become easier to approach, allowing understanding to replace assumptions and old tensions to lose their hold. If a household matter or long-awaited resolution has been weighing on your mind, these days could begin revealing signs of steady progress. The changes may seem subtle at first, yet they carry the potential to strengthen trust over time. Rather than expecting every issue to be resolved immediately, notice how even small gestures of patience or genuine listening can create meaningful shifts in the emotional climate of your home. Scorpio often understands that true healing rarely happens through dramatic gestures. It grows through consistency, patience, and the willingness to remain present even when conversations become emotionally vulnerable. There is quiet strength in choosing understanding over defensiveness and curiosity over assumption. Someone close to you may offer encouragement that strengthens your confidence, while your own insight provides reassurance they have quietly needed. This exchange creates a deeper sense of mutual support, allowing relationships to evolve naturally instead of feeling forced. In many ways, these moments remind you that trust is not built in a single conversation, but through many small acts of honesty repeated over time. Differences in age, experience, or perspective no longer have to become obstacles. Instead, they can become opportunities to understand one another more deeply and appreciate the unique role each person plays within the family. You may even find yourself naturally helping others communicate more openly, bringing calm where uncertainty once lingered. Your ability to remain emotionally grounded could encourage others to lower their guard as well, making difficult discussions feel less intimidating. Looking back on family experiences with greater compassion may also reveal how much emotional growth has already taken place beneath the surface. What once appeared to be distance may now reveal itself as a period of quiet learning that prepared everyone involved for greater understanding. Your overall energy feels steady enough to support projects that require patience, concentration, and long-term commitment. Rather than trying to accomplish everything at once, focus your attention on what truly deserves your time and care. Consistency becomes far more valuable than urgency during this period, allowing each thoughtful step to reinforce the next. Perseverance becomes one of your greatest strengths, allowing consistent effort to produce results that continue growing long after these days have passed. Quiet determination often carries farther than bursts of intensity because it creates momentum that can be sustained even when motivation naturally rises and falls. At the same time, remain mindful of the expectations you place upon yourself. Scorpio's deep commitment to personal growth can sometimes create the illusion that you must always be stronger, wiser, or more capable than those around you. Yet genuine maturity is measured less by comparison and more by the ability to remain humble while continuing to learn. There is no need to prove your worth by carrying more than you should or by expecting perfection from yourself. Your journey has already taught you that every person carries unseen challenges, making compassion just as valuable as achievement. The more gently you measure your own progress, the easier it becomes to appreciate how far you have already come. If something does not unfold according to your expectations, resist interpreting the delay as failure. Some goals simply require more time to mature before they reveal their full potential. Just as roots grow unseen before a tree begins to flourish above the ground, meaningful progress often develops long before visible results appear. Each temporary disappointment carries insight that strengthens your judgment and prepares you for opportunities that arrive later with better timing. Trust that progress can remain real even when it cannot yet be measured. Sometimes what feels like a pause is actually life creating stronger conditions for the outcome you have been working toward. For those who are studying or considering further education, these days encourage investing in knowledge that genuinely inspires your curiosity. Whether through formal education, professional training, or personal research, the effort you make now can become the foundation for meaningful opportunities in the future. Learning feels especially rewarding when it connects not only with your ambitions, but also with your deeper sense of purpose. Your ability to retain information, think strategically, and connect ideas may feel especially strong, making this an excellent period to deepen your understanding of subjects that truly matter to you. Every new insight you gain now has the potential to become a valuable resource that supports you for years to come. In relationships with others, certain signs may bring supportive energy into your experience during this period. Cancer may remind you of the strength found in mutual care and emotional generosity, encouraging connections built on trust rather than expectation. Capricorn may reflect the value of commitment, stability, and patiently building something meaningful together, helping fear gradually give way to confidence. Aquarius may offer a fresh perspective during emotionally demanding moments, reminding you that healing sometimes begins with a simple conversation, a reassuring presence, or the quiet comfort of someone who genuinely understands. Rather than viewing these connections as chance encounters, consider them meaningful opportunities to experience different qualities that help broaden your own perspective and deepen your appreciation for authentic relationships. Scorpio, this brings today's reflection to a gentle pause. Thank you for sharing these moments of quiet contemplation and allowing yourself the space to consider what resonates most deeply with your own experience. Whether every message speaks to you or only a few stand out, trust your intuition to recognize what feels meaningful for your own path. Remember that astrology offers symbols, possibilities, and moments for reflection, but your choices remain the greatest influence on the direction of your life. If today's reading spoke to you, your support through a like is always appreciated. And if you'd like to continue exploring these reflections together, you're warmly invited to subscribe and enable notifications. Thank you once again for your trust, and may July 15 and 16 bring you renewed clarity, quiet strength, lasting emotional balance, and a deep sense of inner peace as you continue moving forward.